WrestleMania Sunday!
WrestleMania Sunday, damn it!
I would
Yes,
I would scream,
here.
but I would scare everybody in the apartment. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
keep it
well,
down.
that's why I'm here, still with somewhat of a voice, if you can believe it or not. But yes, we are here once again. Damn it, guys! And I just went straight live. We're just going right into it. Welcome once again, everybody, to another Horsemen prediction high panel video as we discuss WrestleMania Night 2. You know what we're here to do, and you know who I am, for I am the simple man, and my name is Noah Foster. With me, of course, is Christopher Rotz and Jeff Chadwick, and shout out, of course, to Mark Griffith. I know that he's not here. I know he's got predictions in, but again, I know that he's also doing everything that he can with his family and technology. We hope to see you again soon on the Simple Brand, my friend, but keep being a part of Wrestling Roundtable. Jeff, Chris, we are here. Jeff, I will start with you. Are you ready tonight to finish the story?
I am as ready as I'm sure everybody else is. We've already seen the next to last chapter of the story last night. Tonight we will see the final chapter to the story, and or will we? We'll have to wait and see what the future holds for the tribal chief and his bloodline. But we'll get there when we get there.
Exactly. Christopher Rotz, we are finally going to finish the story tonight. Are you ready to go into WrestleMania Night 2?
I'm ready for Night 2, and what a Night 1 last night.
Oh God!
Night 2 is gonna go. They're gonna swing the out of the waters tonight.
Well, they better after what happened tonight, because last night need to follow that. With that being said, without further ado, gentlemen, I said I'm going to give us 55 minutes total. Let's get right into it. So again, folks, we are discussing WrestleMania Night 2 as WrestleMania goes Hollywood once again. Here's your schedule for Sunday night. It, of course, will be headline at the top, but we also have Brock Lesnar versus Omos, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez versus Natalya and Sassi versus Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green, Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Team Showcase. We also have Edge and Finn Balor with Final Judgment inside the classic Hell in a Cell. And according to what I've heard, it will be the Demon Finn Balor versus Blue Edge in some form. Gunther, Drew McIntyre, and Sheamus give us a banger at the banger at the banger at the banger of an Intercontinental Championship triple threat. Bianca Belair defends the Raw Women's Championship against Asuka, the reincarnated Kana. And last but not least, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, contends for the gold and for a legacy to finally be fulfilled and told against the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. So with that being said, and without further ado, gentlemen, let's get right into it. So I think we'll kick things off with, I don't think necessarily this would be the opener, but looking at the way this card is, I know last night we started off the United States Championship match, but as far as wrestling quality goes, to say that this will not be match of the night, I feel would be, I'm going to say because it's my channel, bullshit. So let's just do it right now and talk about this banger. This could be one of the greatest Intercontinental Championship matches we have ever seen in modern WWE history, as the Ligne General Drew McIntyre defends the gold against the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, where this is the only title he has yet to fulfill to complete the Grand Slam, and the guy that won it the very first time he came into WWE after being christened the Chosen One, Drew McIntyre. So that being said, will the mat become sacred? Will Sheamus complete the Grand Slam, fella? Or will there be broken dreams at the hands of Drew McIntyre at the expense of his banger friend? I am so damn excited for this freaking match. That being said, Jeff, you kick things off with this. What's your thoughts and what's your pick?
Well, first of all, Walter. I'm not saying Gunther. I'm sorry. Walter has had amazing matches, one-on-one matches with Sheamus and with Drew. So to have all three combustible elements in that ring at one time for the Workhorse Championship,
right?
This is going to be off the charts. And if this starts tonight, I think personally this would be the perfect match to start off night 2, because you want to start it off big and end it big. We already know it's going to end big. This would definitely start it off.
Right.
Way back when we first talked about this, I had mentioned about fine, I'll say it, Gunther, retaining the title. I still kind of feel that way because I have a gut feeling if they keep it on Gunther, he's gonna surpass Honky Tonk 454. I think that if he does keep the belt tonight, that is going to happen. And honestly, with a record standing, what, 30 plus years at this point?
Yep.
When did Honky Tonk lose? 89 or 90?
89.
89. So yeah, it's been 30, 34 years that this record has been held. I think that this would be a golden opportunity. I mean, WrestleMania has always been a record breaker of sorts. It doesn't matter what direction of record breaking you go in. If he keeps the title, this is the start to his record breaking reign. And I think that this could go with Gunther keeping it. And a good chunk of me wants to stick with that.
It's a fair point. I mean, it's not the first time we've seen a champion in a triple threat match overcome the odds. I go back to NXT TakeOver Chicago, where Asuka, we'll talk about here shortly, overcame Ruby Soho, the former Ruby Riott, and of course Nikki Cross, and pinned them both. We've also seen Roman Reigns overcome the odds in triple threat action against Daniel Bryan and Edge, pin them both. Who's to say that Gunther won't powerbomb them, stack them up, and pin them both, and prove, Chris, that it was an embarrassment that you can't find a singles competitor to stand against the Ring General. That being said, looking at the poll here of over 115 plus you between the team and the Nebula and the Galaxy too. Good luck to everybody. I hope you enjoy this too. A majority does believe that the champ will retain, a total of 57%. However, there is 36% that believes that Sheamus will complete the Grand Slam. So, Chris, where do you stand? And by the way, I believe the match will remain sacred too. I have Gunther retaining.
Well, this match is going to be a banger after banger after banger. Unfortunately, this match is not kicking off WrestleMania tonight. Because the opening, I found out early this morning that the opening match tonight is going to be Brock Lesnar versus Omos.
Well, get the shitty one out of the way. Okay, that works.
All right, fair enough.
But as far as this match tonight is, it's going to be absolutely a banger. This match is definitely going to steal the whole show tonight. I don't see Drew McIntyre winning it because we don't know if he signed an extension with his WWE contract yet.
That's true.
I know Sheamus, this is the one championship he has never held. Gunther, if he retains tonight, he's going to surpass Honky Tonk Man. And personally, in the forum, I said Gunther. I am sticking to Gunther retaining tonight because I don't think Gunther is ready for that main event push just yet. So I feel once he surpassed Honky Tonk, then you figure out when are you going to have Gunther drop the Intercontinental Championship.
Right.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me by that time they finally called up some more people from NXT, and I can only think of one person that has been able to rival Walter Gunther and overcome him at some capacity. That's Ilya Dragunov. If anyone's going to take the title off Gunther at this point, I'm going with Ilya when he's called up. That's my hot take. But again, we'll wait and see. All right, well, Chris, since you opened up with the news that we're like, but yeah, at least with this, I guess there's going to be no rest for the weary, especially after this one. Why don't you go ahead and talk about the Clash of the Anomalies as Brock Lesnar goes one-on-one against Omos, and simply put, it is who has the stronger hand and maybe the strongest slam. Will we see in a WrestleMania 3 moment where it's like an Andre slam by Brock Lesnar? Will we see Suplex City take over SoFi Stadium? Will Omos surprise us and humble the Beast? Could this be the Beast's last hurrah and he bids us good evening for the last time? Or is it just, basically smoke and mirrors, and Brock Lesnar does whatever he wants. We just come back and do the same thing again at some point because why the heck not? Go ahead, Chris. You're picking your thoughts on this match.
Well, the last time Brock Lesnar, here's a stat for you guys. The last time Brock Lesnar won a WrestleMania match was back in 2018. That was the
Wow.
last time Brock Lesnar won a WrestleMania match. And also,
Oh, yeah, WrestleMania 34. You're right. You're absolutely right.
and
WrestleMania
also
34.
WrestleMania 35, Brock Lesnar opened WrestleMania up. So, and now Brock Lesnar's opening up WrestleMania again. But this is going to be, I feel it's going to be a good match between those two. I'll give it about 8 minutes with both of these superstars.
About the same length as him and Goldberg. So, I mean, that's a fair bar
We
to
don't
set.
know what Brock Lesnar is going to do after WrestleMania, if he's going to sign another contract extension or if this is his last hurrah. I'm going to say after the match, we're going to get like a suplex and possibly an F5 after the match. In the forum, I had Omos winning this. I am actually sticking to Omos. I am going with Omos because it's time that Brock Lesnar starts building up new stars in WWE. And I feel this is the right moment to say, Omos, here you go. You get a big win over me. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Omos for the win.
I'm going in with Brock Lesnar. I'm just going to leave it at that because you're not going to have Brock Lesnar, I feel like, job out in a non-championship match. Let's just put it out there, all right? Unless he really got paid more than enough money to take over Canada. And a majority of people are going with Brock Lesnar, Jeff, 80%, while 20% did pick the Nigerian giant Omos. At this point, though, Omos, he's an anomaly that stands on his own already. He's endorsed by MVP. And if nothing else, he's at WrestleMania in singles action for the first time in his career. So that being said, Jeff, where do you stand?
Well, see, I don't like the idea of having bathroom break matches to start off the show because then you're screwed for the rest of the show. This to me would have been my bathroom break match right off the bat. Be like, okay, well, whatever. WrestleMania has always been synonymous with giants in some form or fashion. And this one, obviously, not any different. You had Andre. You had giants like the Giant Gonzalez.
Right.
You have had The Undertaker. You've had Kane. I mean, these are all giants.
Right.
You have Big Show. You got two giants right here. Brock Lesnar, Omos. I know Brock's contract is coming up to an end. However, I don't see him. I don't see him re-signing it, at least not right now. Maybe down the road he will, but right now I think he just wants some time off and spend time on his farm and all that kind of stuff, and up in Saskatchewan, or Saskatoon, or wherever the hell it is. Omos, he's really, especially late, he's really starting to come to as far as his character goes. When he first came out, I was a little hesitant. I'm like, oh, great, another big guy that they're just going to waste, kind of like Kali, whatever. And over time, Omos has actually been getting better and better in the ring. This is a bad thing for Brock Lesnar. Omos has now had all this time. He's had well over a year, or around a year, on the main roster to get this character going and get to where he wants to be. And honestly, I think Omos is right there. I think he's come a very long way. And Brock Lesnar does have a big problem tonight when he steps in the ring with Omos, because I, like Mr. Rotz up there, I do believe Omos will come through with a victory. I don't see Brock going out on top. I don't see him going out with a win. I think this is him passing the torch to another big guy. And from one beast to another, pretty much, I think this is the perfect person to pass the torch on, because Omos does have the capability of being so much more, and he's definitely got room to grow. And I don't mean height-wise. But I think that he could be the next big thing in WWE if given the right amount of time, the right amount of training, and the whole 9 yards. I think he could seriously be the next big thing. So I'm going with Omos to take this one.
All right. Well, I kind of respect that, but again, we shall see. And as we learned, thank you, Chris, for that. Omos and Brock Lesnar, folks, will be your opener. So take that for what you will. I find that still rather bizarre.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're going to open WrestleMania, you open WrestleMania with maybe a unique moment. So we'll see how this actually, makes its way to the ring. All right, fair enough. Well, as we keep on going through this card, we already talked about the banger. We talked about what you call bathroom break, but that's the opener. So maybe it will surprise us. I still think that's a stretch. Let's go ahead and switch things to the women now that I kind of feel bad for them because follow what Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair did, EST, if you can succeed. As the Raw Women's Championship is on the line as Bianca Belair defends the gold against the reincarnated Kana Asuka. Will the Empress of Tomorrow become once again the champion of today at the grandest stage of them all and finally have her WrestleMania moment? Or will Bianca Belair make it the hat trick? That being said, Bianca Belair has literally been Raw Women's Champion now practically for a year. If she succeeds tonight, she will surpass 365 days, and truly she will be the EST of WrestleMania. Again, you can't spell WrestleMania without EST, but Kana coming back after such a period of time with a newfound intensity. And also with the fact we had Great Muta inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame that spewed the mist and Asuka giddy as a schoolgirl on prom night. Who's to say she won't do the same thing? Something dark walks this way that I don't think Bianca Belair is ready for. I don't think she's ready for tonight, but let's see what y'all have to say. And with that being said, Jeff, we'll start with you on this. Do you see the EST succeeding at WrestleMania, or does Asuka finally dethrone the Raw Women's Champion and retrieve the gold?
Well, I think that you're right. You can't spell WrestleMania without EST. But there's no way Bianca is winning if this is held at Kana Mania, which I believe that is going to be the case tonight. I like this new character. The character, well, not new, but new to us from when we don't remember it back then. But she's going back to her roots,
Right.
and I'm glad that she's doing this because this is a side of Asuka that a lot of people who haven't followed her before have never seen, and I have been enjoying every bit of this. This is what she needed to revitalize her character because, as we all know, Asuka was slipping away. She just people weren't investing in her anymore. Now, with this character change, people are starting to invest in her again, and she's becoming one of the top stars once again in WWE. And it's funny how just a little tiny character change like this can reboot your career. And it just, this is what she needed. Now that she's in this match with Bianca Belair, I've got to say this. This is a match that I have been waiting for quite a while. Now, I know we have seen Asuka and Belair before fight. I mean, that we've seen it.
Yes.
However, we've never seen Kana and Belair fight. This is going to be different. This is going to be something we've never witnessed before.
That's right.
When it comes to Asuka. Belair's got her hands full. Unfortunately, she's going to get her eyes full with that wonderful mist at some point in this match. I can guarantee
wonderful
it.
mist. Wow.
Yeah, that wonderful mist. I have Asuka going out as the new Raw Women's Champion. WrestleMania is a time for new beginnings. This is where if you're going to have a title change and you want to start off fresh, this is the time of year to do it. And I think with the new character, with this character change, this gives Asuka a fresh start. What better way to really kick off her fresh start than being the brand new Raw Women's Champion?
Chris, the first time that Asuka and Bianca Belair ever faced her one-on-one was back in the Black and Gold NXT when Asuka was the undefeated NXT champion. She held that title for 526 days. She only relinquished it because she got promoted to the main roster because she beat absolutely everybody. It was that first WrestleMania, though, where she won the Women's Royal Rumble. She lost to Charlotte Flair, and in my opinion, has never been the same since. Yes, she is a previous Raw Women's Champion, but she lost that title at WrestleMania 37 against Rhea Ripley in her WrestleMania debut. And since then, Asuka has not held any sort of championship gold, period, point blank. A majority right now are going with Asuka to once again claim the prize. 60%. Why 40% do believe that the EST will retain. Is this maybe the time that Bianca Belair has reached her ceiling and maybe needs her own character development, maybe turn heel? Maybe that's what she needs to do to retain the championship. But what does Kana show us? And is she focused on the prize or reminding us exactly who she is before WWE made her Asuka? So, Chris, who comes out Raw Women's Champion tonight?
Well, this is going to be a hard hitting match between those two.
Right.
I feel this women's match tonight is going to be absolutely insane. We got the brand new character of Asuka taking on Bianca Belair, and this new side of Asuka, I'm really enjoying it. I hope tonight we do get that miss tonight. But if not, that's okay. Bianca Belair wants to go for that hat trick. She defeated Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné, at WrestleMania 37 in Tampa, Florida. Then last year in Dallas, we had Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch in one of the best Raw Women's Championship matches that I have seen. Tonight, is she going for that hat trick? Yes, she is. In the forum, I went with Bianca Belair to retain. I am actually going for her tonight. Because I don't see Bianca Belair losing this at all. I know Rhea Ripley's over on SmackDown now. And I don't see another singles women's championship changing hands. So I see Bianca retaining tonight. And if they are looking at who could dethrone Bianca Belair as champion, I'm actually going to say it right now. I feel Raquel Rodriguez is going to be the one to dethrone Bianca Belair.
Wow. Well, considering that they are Raquel, Bianca, and Rhea, tremendous respect. You call them the three horsewomen of this generation of NXT, and all three have succeeded in some capacity. But I also look at it like this. This is the first time Bianca Belair is coming to WrestleMania as the champion. It's a different aspect when you are the hunted versus the hunter. Kana did not come back to lose at WrestleMania. I just can't see Kana losing. Bianca Belair, yes, the little girls love her. Yes, the maybe has more money. There is maybe more marketing inside here. Honestly, with the way that they built this, again, top what they did last night against Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. That's the real test for both of these women, especially. The only way Bianca comes out on top is if she gets disqualified because Asuka Kana loses her daggone mind and maybe misses the ref in the face. Other than that, I think we got a new Raw Women's Champion. And that's all I got to say about that. All right. Well, as we talk about, will this be the final stand of the EST as Raw Women's Champion at WrestleMania? Let's go ahead and talk about this match, Chris, which, again, I'm surprised the tagline is not Final Judgment. Damn well might as well be, because finally, this comes ahead. What started 1 year ago in the Judgment Day coming to fruition with Damian Priest falling in line underneath the Rated R Superstar. And then the Eradicator of Brutality, Rhea Ripley, following shortly too. And last year in June, they wanted to add a Prince, who is no stranger to being part of clubs and leading them to promise. And then the Prince took his shot, and they took out Edge. Edge came back, rise out of hell last year at SummerSlam, brute fashion, and caused the Judgment Day in a multi-person affair against Rey Mysterio and company. It was Clash of the Castle that we saw Dominic finally join this crew, but Dominic fell short last night. As you just alluded to, it was Rhea Ripley that overcame the Queen, humbled her, and became the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Beth Phoenix and Edge have gotten the better of the Judgment Day mixed tag team match, but Beth Phoenix also faced a concerto. There are no outside parties. There are no further excuses. There are no further stands. There are no further verdicts, in my opinion. Tonight needs to be Final Judgment. as Edge, the rated R superstar, goes one-on-one against the Demon, Finn Balor, inside the classic Hell in a Cell structure. Chris, it goes like this. Does the Prince not miss? Does the Demon rise and send Edge to Dante's Inferno? Or does the Radar Superstar, who's been crucified inside this structure, basically exercise a demon and pass final judgment against Finn Balor?
Well, this is going to be a great match with Edge and the Demon. Edge, he has won Hell in a Cell matches and he has lost Hell in a Cell matches. The last time Edge won a Hell in a Cell was back in 2021 against Seth freaking Rollins at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia to end that personal rivalry. This right here, I think it's personal. I know Finn Balor's coming back as the Demon tonight. I heard that he is going to get his old music back for this moment tonight. So caps off to him. I know you guys talked about the Blood faction with who's the guy that starts with the letter G? I can't
Gangrel.
Gangrel.
Gangrel. Oh, I do see him a part of this tonight. And I wouldn't be surprised if Tony Khan allows this to happen if Christian Cage is there tonight as a part of this faction to give it one of the best WrestleMania moments we have ever seen with Edge. And this is Edge's last run with the company. This is his last current run. He wants to go on top. He wants to end the Judgment Day. What he started, he wants to end it. This is Hell in a Cell for one reason. You end it. You end the rivalry once and for all, and you go your separate ways. Tonight, in the forum, I picked Edge to win this. I am sticking to the rated R superstar Edge. He is finally going to put the Judgment Day down once and for all. And Edge is going to get his final WrestleMania match, and he's going to go on top victorious.
All right, then. Jeff, the poll stands in favor of the Demon. The last time we saw the Demon, though, he was unable to find his balance on the top rope due to divine intervention that saved the Tribal Chief, which we'll talk about here shortly. That being said, it's also been rumored that Edge is likely to retire in his hometown of Toronto, and they have a show coming up right around SummerSlam time. Is SummerSlam maybe the final stand for Edge? But as far as the Judgment Day goes, final verdict, who does it favor? Does the Prince not miss? Does the Demon finally not be denied? Or is the Demon once and for all exercised and put down tonight? What's your thoughts, Jeff? Again, this is WrestleMania, and Edge is known to be an opportunist who gets the job done and more often finishes.
Well, first of all, let me get a couple facts out there. First of all, number one, Finn has never been inside Hell in a Cell. So, with that being said, and Edge has, we got to lean towards Edge with experience. Secondly, this is the fourth Hell in a Cell match in WrestleMania history. And I'm thinking that with the fact that they don't often play this card at WrestleMania, you got to go with the experience. You can't, if you had this match more often, then it could go either way. But with the fact that this is the fourth in history at WrestleMania, I've got to give it to experience on this one as far as being inside Hell in a Cell. Finn Balor, we have not seen the Demon for quite some time. In fact, the last loss we saw him take was against Samoa Joe. Edge has never faced the Demon. He's faced Finn, but he's never faced the Demon. But the Demon is, to me, is on the same level as Brood Edge, which is what makes this match so perfect, especially inside Hell in a Cell. You're going to see an even match here. I don't think you're going to really see one gain one gain more of an upper hand than the other. You're going to see it right down the middle. And it could go literally either way. However, I think that going Brood could be a little bit more of an advantage than going Demon. So I've got Edge taking this match.
WrestleMania is no stranger to giving the people the ending that they expect. They expect the hero to more often go over than the villain. We are talking about two villains here that are trying to put away the past once and for all and move forward. I think about longevity. I think about finales. I do think about perseverance. I understand what you said about experience, but what would it mean for Brood Edge to put the demon Finn Balor or the character Prince Devitt, the person Finn Balor, former first ever Universal Champion, over? We've already seen him collide with our main event challenger. We've already seen him be heavily endorsed as a Triple H guy. And you're right, the last time the Demon was inside a structure was against Samoa Joe at NXT The End. And it was the end of NXT Finn Balor. I don't think this is the end of the Demon. I think this is the end of the Judgment Day saga with its creator. Why the creator trying to destroy his creation, I think Judgment Day is going to be around for the long time being. I think that the Demon Finn Balor is going to surprise us and pick up the win. And it wouldn't surprise me if they do somehow find a way to go outside the structure and maybe to the top of it. We're going to see something crazy. We're going to see something violent. We're going to see something a bit out there when you consider that these two are going down a very dark road. And that's what you need to do inside Hell in the Cell. Ask Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Ask The Undertaker. Just name a couple of others. Ask Kane. Ask Mankind. Ask Mick Foley. You got to do something your opponent doesn't expect to survive Hell in a Cell. And that's what it's going to be about. This is a fight for survival, to be around for the future, but to make sure your past is removed. And I think the Demon Finn Balor needs to do that more here too than Edge. Because as far as I'm concerned, if Edge, who's already crucified, is basically purified at a loss here at WrestleMania, that's a fitting swan song for his last big hurrah on the grandest stage of them all and putting somebody over. I got Finn Balor. All right. So with that being said, we got 2 matches left. Let's go ahead and turn things down a notch. And I think people will enjoy, this 4-woman showcase, despite the fact that, let's be honest, you might as well have just had this at WrestleMania because it's going to be more so for appearances than anything else. What the hell? As we have a women's WrestleMania showcase match with 4, well, I guess not 4 of the most random, but I feel it's safe to say 2 of the most random teams that you can get. Sorry, I don't have the updated graphic. Botch. As we have Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan taking on Natalya and Shotzi, taking on Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, taking on the last team known as Team Karen, the Hot Mess Chelsea Green, and Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green, of course, qualified for this. Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan qualified for this. Natalya and Shotzi, they basically qualified for this. And Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler put their name in the hat because, well, who's going to deny the fact that Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler are the 2 most dangerous women across the entire WWE roster? And it's in LA. Do I need to say anything else? So you talk about cross-eyed with a Yuta, you might as well be cross-eyed during this. Jeff, seriously, I'm going to be just straight up out there with you. It's Los Angeles, California, where Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey have owned the Octagon, and now they're in the squared circle together at WrestleMania. Do you really see any other team having a snowball chance in hell against these 2?
Well, let's do some math, shall we?
All right.
Okay. Well, what the heck, right? Octagon. Octagon is what? 8, right?
Yes.
8 sides. Okay, 8. So we'll take 8. You now have 8 also competitors in this match.
Yes.
With the fact that you said, well, let's go with this step. 8 competitors. That's 4 teams. So 8 divided by 4 is 2.
That's
right?
math, folks.
No, yeah, exactly. And that's not core math either. Hell with that. That's a botch in itself.
Oh, God.
Anyway, you got 2 women in this match that only 2 women that stand out. You figure Octagon. You figure LA, like you said. You figure a big challenge, something like this, you got to go with Rousey and Baszler. You have to. They are the ones that I think everybody is looking towards. You get Octagon,
Lord.
8, divided by 4 teams. You get 2 women, 1 winner, or 1 team, that is, that wins. That's going to be Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, no doubt.
For a moment, I thought your brain broke and you were going to do some sort of Steiner math and talk about the percentage chance of the other teams. Because you have a chance.
I was thinking of throwing in some Steiner math, but that would have been for NXT, and we won't do that. We won't go back a day. Well, we'll stay current.
I don't need my anxiety riled up. Okay. Damn it, Jeff.
Leave it up to me.
But yeah, just to affirm, you're picking Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
Correct.
Okay. Well, guess what, Chris? 77% absolutely agree with him. The only other team that's got a reliable support for them, and just for respect, there you go, folks. The only other team that has reliable support for them is literally Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez at 16%. Now, I will say this before I pass it over to you. Raquel Rodriguez is no stranger to having tag partners. Heck, she was a previous challenger for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships reign on the line at WrestleMania. But we've seen how her and Liv have coexisted as of late, including using Liv Morgan for, power moves like a big old leg drop, for example. It seems these two really have a genuine bond. And also, Liv Morgan is a former SmackDown Women's Champion who beat Ronda Rousey, take that for what you will, and Shayna Baszler. Then you got Natalya and Shotzi. Why aren't they called the Hearts? You tell me. But Natalya, she of course has been involved previously in tag team action, fatal 4-way dance. Who can remember WrestleMania 35? When her and the Glamazon were this close to claiming the titles. Shotzi has not had the strongest run lately in WWE, singles or tag wise. And then you have the Karens that simply, basically, that's what I'm looking for here. Warn Adam Pearce that if you don't do this, I will get a hold of WWE officials and I will tell on you. And here she is tagging alongside a former WWE official that got way too much hot under the collar and demanded people to respect her authority, that she abused it and got fired from it. But in their defense, I will say this. It is Chelsea Green. It is Shotzi Blackheart. And it's also Raquel Rodriguez's WrestleMania debut. And then you got Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. So, that being said, they got to put the armies out, gentlemen. They got to put the armies out. So, Chris, that being said, what's your thoughts on this format? Which team are you going with, and why is it Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler?
Personally, I'm just keeping this short and sweet. I am going for Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler for the win. The other team I could see winning this are Raquel and Liv Morgan.
Yep.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, Ronda and Shayna are gonna win this, and I feel they're gonna be the ones to dethrone Becky and Lita for the women's tag team championships down the road.
I got a quick question. Did anybody choose Team Karen?
Oh God.
I'm just very curious about this.
Yes, actually, 6 people. In fact,
Oh, you brave souls.
in
Six
fact, here's a real fun statistic for you. 1 individual picked Shotzi Blackheart and Natalya.
So Shotzi and Natalya got less than the Karens?
That's
my
correct.
gosh. Ooh. Oh God, am I glad I asked, because go first of all, go back to that image real quick. Just real quick. I want to now look at Sonya. Does that not give you a Sandra Bullock vibe? No, put that back up there. Does that not give you a Sandra Bullock vibe?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are in LA. I mean, to be fair, we are in LA.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Oh, gosh. I will say this before we move on, though.
Yeah.
I love me a hotness. I love it. Chelsea Green debut. That's November 2021. I got to see her return. And again, Richie Rosa was already ringingly endorsed her VXT tag team partner. And to be fair, Chelsea Green is a former Knockouts tag team champion. She has held tag gold before.
Yep.
What else this match has? Well, Raquel actually did it in NXT. Excuse me, botch. But you get what I said. But again, Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler. you're not going to have them lose at WrestleMania.
No. Nope.
Not as a tag team, that's for damn sure.
Brave 6 people. Actually, 7 if you want to go that way.
I mean, you could say the same thing for those that picked also Raquel and freaking.
Well,
Morgan.
they're the other most likely team out of this 4 to win. I mean,
Right.
if it's not going to be Shayna and Ronda, it's going to be Raquel and Liv. But I just majority, obviously they look at the aspect that we do. Who's gonna beat 2 MMA fighters first of all?
Exactly. Despite the fact that, again, like I said, Liv Morgan has beaten both Shayna and Liv, Shayna and Ronda, respectfully for the SmackDown Women's Championship, defending it. So I mean, again, crazy. It's WrestleMania, right? Crazy moment.
Exactly.
I feel that the ultimate thing that would shock me is the Team Karen one, because how freaking obnoxious has they been?
I couldn't grab any more beer quick enough if they ended up winning this. I can't guarantee I'd be able to stay up to watch the rest of it.
And Adam Pierce, he will go crazy.
Oh God, he's going to need more than ibuprofen. I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, guys, again, we have fun. We're talking about WrestleMania Night 2, but again, WrestleMania, it has to definitively conclude too. Chris, you're leading this thing off because we've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of talk, but it's time to get serious.
Mm-hmm.
It is time to discuss WrestleMania Goes Hollywood 2-day showcase spectacle freaking main event, where we will see if someone who went from undamn desirable to ungoddamn deniable overcome possibly the unstoppable. And Chris, you're not wearing the actual shirt, so I'm very, very intrigued to see what you say. It is time to finish the story. As Roman Reigns defends the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against this year's Royal Rumble winner, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. It is a battle of 2 legacies, a battle of 2 families, a battle for 2 shapes of history. And with that, I am not going to say anything else. Chris, the Bloodline failed last night. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens succeeded to dethrone the Usos. The Island of Relevancy is relying 110% on their tribal chief, not only to be acknowledged, but to be victorious. Cody Rhodes has been fighting for this his entire life. There is no tagline for WrestleMania this year, no dumb word. There is simply a phrase, and that is finish the story. This is the story. But who finishes it in victory?
Well, today when I got up, it felt kind of weird for me. And I have never felt this way towards a Roman match in my life. I have 28 title defenses. He is perfect. Cody Rhodes, he's perfect. Ever since returning to the company, he's been undefeated. I personally believe ever since coming back, Cody had it easy. He had it easy. And Jeff's making me laugh right now.
No, I'm laughing because you're looking like you're about to bust a gut here in a minute. No. So I'm over here trying to hold it back.
Yeah, Chris' brain is exploding as we speak.
He had it easy, and he took on mid-carder guys. And he never faced a top guy for a championship ever. This is his first opportunity to maybe finish that story or not. There's a lot of possible outcomes you could go with this. Roman retains. Cody finishes the story. You could have Randy Orton returns tonight and cost Cody Rhodes the match. That could be an interesting feud. If Roman retains, I have a gut feeling WrestleMania is going to end with The Rock finally showing up here tonight. And I saw it on social media today when I got up. The Rock said to Roman, I'll see you down the road, in person maybe. He was traveling all this week, The Rock. I believe The Rock is in LA and he is in SoFi Stadium, and I think he is going to show up tonight for that big surprise. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get to see Roman and The Rock next year at WrestleMania for WrestleMania 40. But I've been hearing about Zero News said has a backup plan. This is where things are interested at because I see it going either way. Roman was holding the WWE Championship at the end of Friday Night SmackDown. He never held that Universal Championship. So I'm wondering if WWE is ready to retire the Universal Championship once Roman gets done with the championships and we get maybe the big gold belt again. But as far as tonight goes, for this moment is about Roman's legacy, is about Cody Rhodes is finishing the story. Cody has never tasted defeat since coming back. Cody had it easy. I'm going to tell you right now, on the forum, I said Roman Reigns. I am sticking to Roman Reigns tonight because of one thing. The big marketing wants 1,000. He is 55 days away from reaching to 1,000. And I think WWE, you need to keep it on Roman. Have Roman go 1,000. It will be King and Queen of the Ring that he reaches that 1,000. And I'm going to tell you, I feel SummerSlam, that's where you have Roman end, have Roman drop the championships. He could take a long break. He could come back during next year in 2024 for the road to WrestleMania. That's why tonight, Roman Reigns walks out still undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And SoFi Stadium is going to acknowledge Roman Reigns tonight.
All right, then.
Well,
yeah, you're on the bubble, and we got contrasting opinions already in the chat. So where do you stand on this story? Who finishes it tonight?
You know, with the Usos taking the loss last night, was, as I mentioned before, was the next to final chapter in this whole thing. The final chapter would be Roman losing his title. They have been building Cody versus Roman hard for the last 2 months. And I mean hard. You don't build something this hard and not go through with it. Or to have the one you've been building, like essentially, come out the one to not win. It doesn't make any sense standpoint, I think, business-wise. I think that is what they're looking at. Stat-wise, I could definitely see keeping it on Roman. Don't get me wrong. That 1,000 mark is not something easy to come by. Ask Nick Aldis.
He's the last registered
you
with
got
a single reign that went 1,000 days with the World Championship.
Now, if that is kind of the reason why they wanted to do this with Roman, is because Nick was the most recent to do it. Maybe they have still some issues with Mickey. I don't know, with this whole Mickey situation that they had. Mickey, as you know, married to Nick Aldis. That could be something. I don't know. I have no idea what the plan was for originally doing this lengthy reign. But if that was, I think that's piss poor reason. 1,000 day is a marketable number. As I said, you don't see it very often. However, I don't think that. I think what they're going to choose is my personal opinion. They're going to choose what the fans want over the 1,000 day mark. I think more fans are looking towards Cody winning this title than than fans looking at Roman's going to hit that 1,000 mark. Now, you know this just as well as anybody else know. I had that question in mind. I've said it, I think, on one of these shows. What if Roman kept this for 1,000 days? And it is out there on the table. I mean, you can't not have it on the table when you're 45, 55 days away from this milestone, because only 3 other people, especially in WWE, have hit that 1,000. Do you really want to make it 4 and tick off the fans strictly for records, or do you want to listen to the fans and do what they know is right? They know when the end of the story is. This is it. This is the end of the story. There is no continuing the story. This is the bottom line of it. There may be a second book coming in the form of maybe possibly Jey Uso, but that is another story in the line of the bloodline. My personal opinion, Cody Rhodes chasing the dream his father could not fully accomplish. He couldn't grasp that main title in WWE. Cody is going to do that tonight. Cody Rhodes will leave your brand new, undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion, and we will see a new title on Raw tomorrow night.
Oh, boy. There's one thing we can all agree on, despite the fact that even the chat is split. And I love seeing that. Please, chat, let us know your continued thoughts, because we'll be here for another 5 minutes or so. Is that this is the most polarizing championship match in WWE history. Last year, they marketed Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, the biggest WrestleMania match of all time. That was just freaking faux pas. It doesn't get bigger than this. You consider Cody Rhodes born in the business, just like Roman Reigns' family, born in the business. But Roman Reigns remained to become the biggest WWE main box attraction superstar of the modern generation. Why Cody Rhodes, he took his ball, went home for a period of time, came back, was repackaged. He was smoking mirrors. He was trying to find a legacy at a young age. And then he literally looked at the stars. And then he moved away. Then he redefined himself, became the American nightmare of the professional wrestling scene, whether it was New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, or trying to redefine the future by being a part of All Elite Wrestling. People have said themselves, Cody was unable to go over in his own company. Do you wonder if that was his true, actual intentions? When you're born in the business, you wonder, do you care about where you thrive or what you do? Here he is trying to complete the story where it all began for him and his family too. It is the one accomplishment that not only has eluded Cody Rhodes, but the Rhodes family in general. Why people like The Rock and Roman Reigns have ascended to greater things and have become world champions in their own right. And then you go back to the Wild Samoans. You got Rikishi. You got freaking Umaga. You got Solo Sikoa, who's already been NXT North American champion. If it was for a cup of coffee. This truly defines what Cody Rhodes' opening theme says. Wrestling has more than one royal family. But that being said, you look towards the future, where Cody Rhodes said he doesn't want to be a coach. He wants to be the player. To be the player, you have to finish the story. I believe in my heart, and I still hold to it. You guys, some of you, might not think he's ready. You don't know if he's truly ready until he actually shows us that he's ready. If the man is willing to go and fight inside Hell in a Cell with a torn pectoral muscle against Seth freaking Rollins for 25 minutes and rehabilitate the hell out of himself to make it back to the Royal Rumble and win it, and you have pulled every possible personal card you could up in this narrative, from family to respect to one-upsmanship to the what if. Every promo has been a different designation of how each party can be affected by the result of this match. Cody Rhodes and the majority of this 115 plus pool believe that Cody Rhodes will finish the story as the new WWE Undisputed Universal Champion. Roman Reigns will be unmatched no matter what. What he has done in these 3 years is unlike anything in such a short span of storytelling and dominance that you've seen from the likes of Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Shawn Michaels. You put a name there, there has been no legacy, no bloodline example, unlike Roman Reigns since Payback 2020. With Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso falling, will he even have them out there in his corner? With Solo Sikoa kept at the hip and eating his first pinfall out of the hands of the American Nightmare, will Solo Sikoa play a factor? With Paul Heyman and his state in the business being reduced once again to an advocate, has he come up with a game plan? And will he be physically involved? Will he play as the key factor? The Rhodes family is in attendance tonight as well, whatever you want to call that, to whatever extent. But in my opinion, this is about, I don't think, fanfare. This is about if you're going to complete a story, you have to give it the ending. There's a reason why they keep saying, finish the story, finish the story, finish the story, finish the story, finish the story. If Cody Rhodes doesn't finish the story of WrestleMania, then this story will never truly have the ending that people have been longing for, whether they want to deny it or not. Cody Rhodes wins WrestleMania, becomes the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. And that is not just finishing a story, that is defining a legacy. For the undesirable that became undeniable will overthrow the unstoppable and become undisputed. As Maddie alluded to, almost 3 years as champion. You don't want Roman to become stale. UFC ain't with WWE yet, so we don't need 3+ years champion. And again, this is sports entertainment. This is a hybrid of professional wrestling and the world of sports. This is combat because they're going to be forging combat. This is going to be a war. This is not going to be your strongest wrestling match, but this is going to be your most intense story to be told. And I have to believe in all my heart, it has to finish in victory with Cody Rhodes.
One of the best stories in modern history. It just, bottom line, WWE has done an amazing job with this storyline.
Yep. And all that's centering us and the finale is just mere hours as the kickoff starts literally right now. And I think we will let ourselves kick things off by engaging in it, further talking about this with others, and moving on from that too. So again, Chris, Jeff, I thank both of you. I thank the chat as well. But folks, that's it for our Horsemen hype. We are the prediction man of, we are the 4 Horsemen of predictions. Again, shout out to Mark Griffith. Y'all don't know what that is. Follow this man on Meltdown. Follow this man on social media. And follow me, for I am a simple man, lifelong fan of professional wrestling. I will see you guys if you want to continue following along with us. We finish the story and tell it as well on the Jet Beach and Never Multiverse Media side of things. But for the Horsemen of predicting, for anybody that's a fan of sports and professional wrestling, for anybody that is ready to see how we conclude WrestleMania Night 2, I will bid you all now a fine adieu. Go take care of your families. Go prepare for this. Get ready for the ride of your life as the ultimate story in WWE history finally comes ahead tonight. This has been our WrestleMania hype, and we will see you all next time. So until next time, make a positive impact in life. Enjoy WrestleMania. See how the story is foretold, and have a good night.